Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. So as per usual, surrounding a hero's launch, we like to look over the stats, the numbers, all of the stuff involved when we get into the nitty gritty of certain heroes. And I do want to blast through some of the interesting key interactions that we see, but also go over some really glaring areas to where Brigitte is incredibly strong. And it comes as no surprise, as a lot of people noticed from the video that we did going over some comp play with her. She gets her ultimate very quickly, but it doesn't stop there. Let's just go over all the abilities and what they do. So you have the rocket flail, which is her primary fire. It's a 5 meter or so radius, and it does 35 damage per swing on a 0.6 second attack swing, and it repeats going left to right, swing, but it generates 2% ult charge per hit per target, meaning that if you hit 2 people with the cone of your hit, you will actually generate 4% as you're seeing on screen with me hitting these 2 bots. Now we really need to go over the passive, as this is a general area of concern. It's a passive which heals people around Brigitte, including herself, once she's done some damage. We'll go over what jurisdicts as damage in a second. It has a 20 meter radius and it heals 80 over 5 seconds, so 16 healing per second, and it generates 1% ult charge per second per person it heals. So if you hit a target once and you have 6 people, including yourself, around you on low health, it will passively heal up to 30% ult charge. Here's an example with the bots. It heals me and the 2 bots that you can see up for the 5 seconds, giving us 50% ult charge after hitting the enemy bot. I did nothing but hit that bot once from then on out. So if I'm constantly hitting that bot, then I'm going to generate more charge, and you can start to understand where Brigitte gets most of her ult charge from. I guess it continues for 5 seconds after the final hit. It doesn't stack, but it will stop basically healing people around her once you stop hitting a target, and this does include hitting people with the whip shot, which we'll talk about now. The whip shot in itself generates 4% ult charge. It's on a 4-second cooldown, which is pretty major, very quick to use. It has a 20 meter range, and it does 70 damage plus knockback, and as we saw from a lot of clips, including Emong and this one here, it knocks back people quite far, and it can really shut down the momentum of dive heroes jumping onto you. It can also stop the momentum of a diva throwing her bomb dead in its tracks as well. So another very strong ability for just knocking people back, but it's very difficult to hit. It's nice that she has a skill shot, however. Her repair pack is her main heal. It's a main burst heal. It heals for 150 health, but if the target is at full health already, it adds 75 armor. The armor is temporary, which is important to know. The range is about 30 meters, which is actually ridiculous as you're seeing on screen, and it charges 8% ult charge per heal, 2 per armor. And the cooldown on this is a meaty 6 seconds, meaning that you're going to get it quite a lot. Now you start to see why Brigitte gets her ultimate very quickly. And finally, let's talk about her shield. It has 600 health and it works pretty much the same way as Reinhardt's, can block the same things as Reinhardt's ultimates can. And the shield bash does 50 damage and stuns CC to targets, meaning that it can shut down a lot of ultimates such as Death Blossom, High Noon, all that jazz. That acts like a CC, it's important to note. Whip shot doesn't, that just knocks back the target. A lot of misconception there already, so that's just the main thing. Shield bash interrupts, whip shot doesn't. And finally we go over her ultimate, which is Rally. It has an 8 to 10 meter range, and it adds 150 armor to nearby teammates and also Brigitte herself. This armor does stick on the target though, so if you give 150 armor to a tracer, it stays with her, which is also worth noting that this stacks with the repair pack armor that you can get temporarily, but also the Torb armor that he can give out himself. So if we use this example of rallying a Torb, so he has 150 health on top of the health he has got normally, he then uses his own armor pack, then Molten Cores, and then we also give him the repair pack ourselves, meaning that Torbjorn has 800 health altogether, the majority of it being armor. Granted, a good portion of it is temporary, but it's still crazy, considering you have this example with Tracer. Torb and Brigitte can give Tracer enough armor that she has 375 HP, including that armor, which isn't temporary. She gets to keep that, because she can get 450 HP with the temporary armor from Repair Kit. A 450 HP Tracer, for Christ's sake, which is ridiculous. We didn't do all the interactions. This might be a video that we do down the line, but frankly there isn't as many interesting interactions as there was with Doomfist and also Moira, so we're going to go over the main ones. It doesn't stop Doomfist charging into you in full motion. It has some weird interaction, you get thrown off looking in a different direction, but it doesn't shut him down. You can stun him though as he's charging his right click, and the shield blocks Meteor Strike in a similar fashion to a normal shield would. Genji can deflect the gavel hit normally and the whip shot. Shield bash actually does CC Genji and stuns him. This is important. Sombra's hack shuts down Brigitte, but not her passive. This is very important to note with the Sombra changes recently, meaning that if you do get EMP'd or hacked you just want to keep holding left click and make sure that you're still generating Inspire to make sure that you're still getting healed up, as well as your team. So just hold left click and pray in a lot of those situations. She can't escape trap with shield bash, which is, fairly straightforward, but this is also very interesting. For some reason, Winston barriers don't stop Brigitte's passive, but she can also throw repair packs through enemy barriers. This to me seems like a bug. Every other class like Lucio or Zenyatta, the Winston barrier for example does stop the healing because it's kind of line of sight, but it also, you can't throw a Discord or Harmony Orb through a Winston shield. So this is probably a bug. If not, this is crazy, and Brigitte is even stronger than it first looks. It's worth noting that the range of Inspire is about 20 meters. I forgot to mention this before, and it does have a line of sight. And it basically works like this. You have to be within 20 meters range when that last hit comes in. You can't say, for example, be 30 meters out from your target, hit the enemy, and then run back to your team to get in the 20 meter range. It doesn't then start Inspire for them. They don't get healed up by that. They need to be within range once that hit comes in, otherwise it won't work. So just another tidbit to sort of mention. But there's a lot of stuff to really go over with Brigitte already. I'm sorry I have had to use previous footage again in this video, but she is crazy on the PTR. Definitely a hero that needs some fine-tuning here or there. She gets her ultimate very, very quickly. It's just a bit short of what it takes Zarya to get Graviton, but when you add all of the healing that she could do, all of the damage she will be doing, and also just a passive healing of people around her, she can get her ultimate very, very quickly, almost for every single fight that she's going to be in, and considering that gives 150 armor to everybody including herself, which doesn't disappear, you want to be using this ultimate all of the time. You want to make sure that your Tracers and Genjis have as much armor as they could possibly get. But I'm very much looking forward to diving deeper into Brigitte as a hero to see the nooks and crannies and how that works. But let us know what you think. I think at this point she's looking very, very, very OP, but she has just been released. It does take a lot of time to look and see how she's actually going to be. It may be the case of just how she looks from the get-go. She could be really strong. However, I think she needs a little bit of tinkering here or there. But let me know what you think. Take care. We'll see you next time.